Hi there. In today's video, we take a look at the Silicon Valley Bank, how it started, and a deeper dive in the problems it faced, and ultimately, its downfall. This is Explained. The bank was founded by Bill and Robert over a game of poker in 1983. The Silicon Valley Bank would be a financial institution that specialized in serving technology companies and venture capitals. It offered various services such as credit cards, venture debt mortgages, and personal banking to clients. In 1988, the bank went public via an initial public offering, raising $6 million. And in the dot-com bubble, the stock price soared but fell by 50% when the bubble burst. It grew to have some well-recognized clients like Pinterest, Shopify, Roblox, Etsy, and many more. As it grew, it gained recognition and received awards, including in 2019 and 2020. It was ranked as one of the best banks to work for by an American Banker magazine. Fast Company named it as one of the world's most innovative companies, and in 2020, it was recognized by the Human Rights Campaign as one of the best places to work for LGBTQ equality. Everything seemed to be going well for the bank until
a major development in the banking world. The FDIC just reported that California regulators shut down Silicon Valley Bank, a big lender out in California, after reporting a loss of over $1 billion. There were fears of a run on this bank. People wondering if they should have PTSD into 2008. What's going on here?
Yeah, this really is an earthquake, especially for the tech community. Silicon Valley Bank dropped by 60% yesterday alone. We just learned today that California regulators have shut this lender down. This is the biggest failure since 2008. It's actually the second biggest failure ever.
So, the regulatory filings by the bank showed that the customers withdrew $42 billion in a single day, leaving the bank with a $1 billion in negative cash balance, indicating that customers may have panicked after hearing about the bank's financial troubles and tried to access their deposits before they were frozen. Others may have followed advice of some investors who urged startups to switch to bigger banks. A combination of factors ensured the collapse of the bank. The bank had a large amount of uninsured deposits that were vulnerable to a bank run. For more than a year, the Federal Reserve flagged it had weak risk management and liquidity problems. When assessing its own risks, it used an incorrect model amid rising interest rates. And to make matters worse, according to some reports, the CEO of the bank, Greg Becker, sold $3.6 million worth of shares just days before the collapse. There are companies affected by the fallout, and fears mount on the ricochet effect this might have, especially to smaller banks. The bank's collapse caused the failure of second bank, Signature Bank, which had a large exposure to the crypto market. It triggered a panic and uncertainty among customers, shareholders, and investors. It negatively affected some companies and startups that had accounts or loans with the bank. As a result, some of these companies' performance dropped in the stock market. Examples are the gaming company Roblox saw its share price drop by 12% on Friday, March 10, the day the bank collapsed, but it managed to recover some of its losses when it announced it secured a new banking partner. Roku experienced a sharp decline in its share price on Friday. Its share price fell by 15%, and by March 13, it lost another 5%. Around the world have put in place some measures to contain the fallout from the SVB collapse, including the introduction of a bridge bank called Bridge Bank NA, which is a newly created full-service FDIC-operated bank that will assume all deposits and most assets of the bank. The coordination with other central banks and international organizations to monitor financial stability and prevent contagion effects around the world. Switzerland is also preparing to use emergency measures to fast-track the takeover by UBS of Credit Suisse Group, another bank that was affected by the bank's collapse. The Swiss government held an emergency meeting on Saturday, and it's expected to announce its decision soon. Although when it comes to this collapse, there is no one definitive answer as to how this could have been prevented. But here are some suggestions. This could have been prevented by improving on their risk management and oversight at the bank and other banks that were exposed to its bad loans and risky assets. Require that all bank deposits be insured and charge depositors an insurance fee. This would have prevented the bank runs by uninsured depositors who may panic at first sign of trouble. Restoring of measures like stress tests and capital requirements for mid-sized banks that were eliminated recently. Those measures would have helped to ensure banks have enough buffers to withstand shock and losses, and also provide more transparency and accountability for regulators and investors. Some of the lessons from this collapse are: there is a need for a more robust and effective banking supervision in the US, especially for small and mid-sized banks that may pose a systematic risk. The impact of rising interest rates on bond portfolios and bank liquidity. The importance of diversifying sources of funding and revenue for tech startups and innovators. The bank was a major lender to tech and science companies, many of which relied on it exclusively for their banking needs. Its collapse has left many startups stranded without access to credit or operational cash. This is still a developing story. Even though it seems that the worst is over, what's more concerning is the ripple effects and consumer confidence, as this may have changed how people and companies, even startups, look at small, medium-sized banks as a risk not worth taking. So yeah, consumer confidence in these banks has taken a hit, even if the bank did everything correct. If they fall under the same category, it might change how customers look at them. And with that, thank you for watching this video on the rise and fall of Silicon Valley Bank. This was Explained. Please like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Peace.